Okay, so let's talk about testing. You know, we go over this every week, and this week I received 2 calls from community members that had doctor's orders to get tested, but it was a long wait to get tested for their specimen to be collected. They wanted to know where to go. So we're going to just cover this and try to clear it up, because I know that there is fear, and we want to make sure that everybody on this call knows the options and that they can also share those options with their friends and family. Okay, Floral Street. That's our specimen collection site.
Correct.
Okay, you have to have a doctor's order to go to the Floral Street specimen collection site.
You have to have well, if you are an employee of Kaweah Delta, if you are a healthcare worker, if you are a physician, a resident, we generally channel you through our employee health department. Dr. Dan Brown, who is a physician, is kind of the medical director of that employee health department, and Dr. Brown will write that order to have them tested, and they will go to the Floral Street specimen collection site, and that specimen will be brought into Kaweah Delta down into the basement, and it will be tested in our lab on the BD Max or the Abbott ID Now platforms.
Right.
And we will have results back either that same day or next day. So that's kind of for the Kaweah Delta family.
Essential workers.
And
yeah.
at one time, we really had hoped that we would be able to expand that far beyond just the Kaweah Delta family. But unfortunately, this resurgence has resulted in, once again, a significant restraint on available testing supplies. So what used to be our regular shipments that we would get every week, sometimes we're not getting the shipment for 2 to 3 weeks. So we're down into just the hundreds of testing supplies that are available that we need to test inpatients and our healthcare workers. So that's who we're testing.
Right.
But yeah, you can't just drive up to Floral Street to have your specimen collected. So you need a physician order, and you can get that from your personal physician. If you don't have a personal physician, you can call the county line, the 211 line, or you can call the Kaweah Delta hotline, which is 624-4110. So anybody in the community can call, that Kaweah Delta hotline or that county hotline. If you call the Kaweah Delta hotline, you're going to get a provider. You're going to get a physician or a nurse practitioner, and they're going to talk through, are you symptomatic or you're asymptomatic? They're going to screen you. And if they believe that you should be tested, they'll refer you to the Floral Street site to have a specimen collected. That specimen could go to the county, or it could be tested in-house, or it could go to a commercial lab. So I will tell you with certainty that any patient that comes to the Floral Street test specimen collection site that's totally asymptomatic, but their physician still ordered it for them, we're likely to send that commercial.
Right.
And I realize that's incredibly frustrating, because the commercial labs now are so overwhelmed that they're taking 14 to 17 days to turn results around. If you go through the county, if you call that 211 number, and they believe that you should be tested, again, you'll be sent to Floral Street for your specimen collection. We will send that to the county, and the county will test it on their lab. They're able to do 300 lab tests a day now, and we generally get results back from them in 24 to 48 hours. So if you're a symptomatic member of our community, you're going to get your specimen collected, and it's going to get tested, and it's more likely than not it's going to be tested by the county or tested by us. If you're asymptomatic, but you end up with an order, generally that's going to come from your private physician, and you come to the specimen collection site, that's most likely going to go commercial.
Okay. All right, thank you. So does Kaweah Delta have any other specimen collection sites besides Floral Street? We have urgent care.
We don't.
We don't.
Well, so, okay, let me take that back. So while you can't drive up to Floral Street and get your specimen collected without a physician order, and please don't come to the emergency department
No.
to have a specimen collected unless you have an emergency condition, an illness or an injury that requires emergency care.
Right.
But if you're feeling sick and you think you're sick with COVID and those are your symptoms, fever and cough, and you can go to the urgent care center on Court Street and a provider will see you, a doctor or a physician assistant or a nurse practitioner, and if they think that you are positive for COVID, they will swab you right there and collect the specimen. But they will courier it over to Kaweah Delta and it will be tested at our lab here, and then we will call with the results, or the urgent care center will get the results and they will call the patient. So we do collect specimens at the urgent care center. We don't test there.
Right.
But we are right now, I mean, we're doing almost 300 specimen collections a day. Yeah. It's unbelievable. Right. And these are all the nasal pharyngeal, which is done by a trained nurse practitioner, an RN. We're backlogged.
Right.
I know people have been frustrated that we have, I think 400 on any given day that we're waiting to catch up with. That's why we've now gone back to Saturdays as well. We were just doing Monday through Friday. We've reopened Saturdays for that reason. We also are looking to potentially develop a second specimen collection site at that urgent care center. That not just for patients that come for urgent care that are symptomatic and everything, but that could be another site besides Floral. So we're kind of weighing that right now. We wanted to close Floral down entirely and move all specimen collection over to urgent care on Court Street, but just the volume doesn't let us do that right now.
Okay. Thank you, Gary.